Hmm. Well. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. The damage control. The damage control is about to happen. Let me make sure we are here on live. Everybody's in live, everybody. You all can hear me. Waiting for the viewership to build a little bit. Waiting for the viewership to build a little bit. Let's see what's happening there. Hello. We are waiting for the viewership to build a little bit. It's gonna come slowly. Oh, by the way, let me copy the link and put it on my copy the link and put it on my page. Come on, save it. Okay, hold on. Real Academy. Waiting for the view. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm going to copy the link. Copy the link and I'm going to put it on my WhatsApp group. If anybody's watching there. I'm live now. Please join the group. I'm live. Join the group. People, let's make sense out of nonsense. Let us make sense out of nonsense. Let us make sense out of nonsense. Ladies and gentlemen, it is as you know, the most reputable, the most honest news reporter. I will give the news because you have to be honest with this news. When you don't give the news, and I mean, as you all know my style, make you all laugh, entertain you all, say some rural stuff, all these things, So we are gonna get to the bottom of this whole nonsense, this rejecting nonsense that Anson coming and say, I have nothing against Anson, but what we are finding right now, what we are getting to know now is that people are finding excuses and people are looking for excuses for the act that Richard Frederick may or may not have done. Ladies and gentlemen, let us get to the bottom of this. We're going to talk about the Kokoloksha size and all that because people are interested in the size and the Kokolokshas and what the mentality of the women, right? We will get into this in a little bit. But this is the update. I'm going to give you the update of what is going on right now in the United Kingdom. And this is a fact. I'm not going to give you all my sources because it's just whopping. I have got my sources. I've said there are many people, up to about 5 or 6 people in the United Kingdom as we speak, who came from St. Lucia. They have asked for asylum in Great Britain. They are St. Lucians right now in the United Kingdom asking for asylum. And through the interviews, that's how they came up with the young lady, why they're afraid of Richard Frederick. That is what is going on in St. Lucia. They are afraid of Richard Frederick. Okay? Let us deal with this straight up. Let us get the facts. Now, to be honest with you, okay, we're gonna say the facts, and things have to make sense, right? Things have to make sense. Okay, I'm a rural guy, I'm a bullshitty guy. I make you all laugh and all this. But things must make sense. Let's get to the point. Okay. Richard Frederick. Let's break it up. No matter what we say, I make you all laugh. Yobuche Richard, Kakaje, and stuff like that. That is for my comedical style. But let me talk to you all factually and punctuate your brains. Richard Frederick. I'll be honest with you. I've been in the States a long, long time. No matter what I say, I do not know anything but hearsay from from the people of St. Lucia. The only thing I have against Richard Frederick, not against, I'm disappointed in him, is when Nokito during the election was assisting him, putting photos of my children and making those kind of allegations. Nobody did not cry for Richard for me at that time. Person bahele mamwe. So makahele by Richard. Okay, makahele by Richard. Because nobody cried for me. It's always a political side jumping for that one, jumping that. They will never protect the other party. Right now, if it's Shastney, nobody will protect Shastney. Now, this is news. We have to talk about the news. Say news killer, we have to talk about the news. I saw Champagne this morning in the Katmun Gagade. Remember working on this station killer. Katmun Gagade Champagne. And he's talking about, they talk about the people are talking about Richard. Bullshit, listen. Champagne is the man who hated Richard the most in St. Lucia. So we mustn't now, as we know, politics is politics, right? This man hated Richard. He came back. So that shows you what politics is. And be careful when we speak. And I understand those on the opposite side, they will support Richard Frederick. And those on Shastney's side, with the UWP are happy. They are happy that Richard Frederick is going to, I'm a middleman. I'm a rural guy trying to create content, trying to make sure that you're, because moment in pre-problem, when you got case Kevin Ivanwedi, mais tu say Munsa, oh, bon Dieu, fini bio. But we're not talking about them right now. Let us focus on Richard Frederick. What have happened? Let me reiterate what has happened. Richard Frederick, and if you want to join the link, you can also always join the link. I have posted the link. Click on it and you can come on the show. You can give your point of view. Just click on the link and I will accept you all to come on the show so you all can give your own side of the story, okay? Now, there are 6 to 7 people in the United Kingdom. They ask for asylum because they fear their life. Here's what I want to tell you. Here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to analyze this case for you all because the truth has to make sense. Did Richard do the things they said he did? Probably. Men love sex, probably. But for 10 people who have been around Richard for all the, let us go on a little bit. I'm not on Richard's side. I'm a factual, mind-bending person. All these people during the election around Richard, all these people have been around Richard for years. Okay? You mean the fear is so high of Richard that you'll just pack up and go to England and ask for asylum for Richard get you up? Richard get you up? Madi Benjamin Tribune, I don't know. That's the thing they say in St. Lucia. But I do not believe that the pact. Now, sometimes what Richard have done in the past, I don't know if he have done anything, but sometimes come as a bitch and comes back to haunt you. I don't know. I don't know what the man have done. I do not know. But what I'm telling you, it doesn't make a lot of sense about Richard is trying to kill anybody for him to go to America. That part, I do not believe Richard is attempting to kill anybody. So there might be an case. Law enforcement officers, I'm helping you with your case. Mambu's your lawyer because but I'm telling you, law enforcement officers, you have to think about this. I do not think that all these people are afraid or were afraid of their lives, especially if they say Richard was in a wedding with them. That part of the fear of their life, I do not believe that. I do not believe, except the only way is if it was so damaging to Richard at the moment. Now, do I believe those photos? It is real. The photos are real, isn't it? The photos are real. It is right there. So he may have, I'm not sure if he did. I saw him on the bed. I will talk about his photo in a little bit. That was the intention of the show today. He was there in the bed. He was there having a horse race. We saw all of this. So he cannot really dispute that too much. But the fact that these people have, I'm not, and again, He has a reputation. Richard has how do you call it? He possesses fear. Yeah, he does. He cannot, no matter how he giggles, the people of St. Lucia know that Richard is, I don't know if he's well connected to the mafia, to El Chapo, to anybody, but the reputation of Richard Frederick, everybody has a reputation in St. Lucia, that he possesses fear to the public. People don't mess with Richard Frederick. That is a fact. That is a fact. We know that. But Richard Frederick has never been convicted, and if he has, I don't know. Based on what I know, I've never convicted of a murder. He's never been convicted of drug trafficking. So you cannot say he have done anything. But whatever it is, I don't know if he created this aura, this mystery for himself, but it is there. Just like my father. He was the most feared policeman, and everybody was afraid of him. Every single person, every criminal. You can go to Martinique, Japan, Texas. He will get you and return you to St. Lucia. He was very mystical too. So I don't know. Because one day, let me give you a story. I give you a story. I bought a stereo for my mother, my stepmother, his wife. Because I always bring things for all the family members. I'm always bringing things for them. I bought this radio, and somebody broke in my father's house or the bakery somewhere and stole the radio. My father said to the public, and the police officer was saying something about another person. He said, I need you to return this tape by tomorrow. Whoever stole it, nobody don't want to bring it back. Within 48 hours, I don't know how he got the man. He handcuffed the man to his bakery, and he had the tip, put the tip there, and he started playing Bob Marley for the man. So he was a very, very mysterious man, very powerful man. That's the only man. I mean, there might be people that I'm not afraid of Richard, like I'm afraid of my father. I am afraid of my father more than anybody in St. Lucia. That's the only man I'm afraid of. We must look out the power. So, Richard, you will take some power. All right? Now, but let's go back to regular programming. So Richard Frederick is known to be somebody everybody fears. In all politics, you hear people saying, Guy Vol, hey, Guy this. I have never heard somebody say, that's a Guy Kecho. That's a Guy. It's like nobody's afraid of Guy. Nobody's afraid of Guy. Nobody's afraid of Chasney. Nobody's afraid of no more. But not Richard. Everybody talks about him behind his back. Everybody I know in conversation, even those who vote for him, will tell you they believe he's dealing with all illegal activity, but they will not say that in front of him. All the people who like him on Facebook, they know and they talk about him consistently. Okay? I don't know if it's a bottom he has where he still get all these people liking him, because the devil is very powerful. The devil can make people like you. The devil can make, yeah, they do that. A lot of them are involved in this occultish thing. So when you see those people, the 300 like, the 3,000 like, don't always trust that. That has something behind it. But anyway, I'm talking to my people in St. Lucia. They know what I'm talking about. They are very deep into the occultic, because there's a whole group of young boys, members of the OTF or ODF, other people's family. They are dying. And the members, their leaders, is taking asylum right now in England. All these guys are involved in all rituals, putting their underwears back to front, putting their shoe upside down, all kinds of things. All these young policemen. Anyway, let me just kill this about me say for now. We will go into these one other day. But we're about Richard Frederick right now. So, as I said, everybody knows the reputation. When Richard Frederick is in the chambers, everybody's afraid of him. You'll see Philip JP just quiet, collective quiet. All the other members will quiet. Richard is there like, when you see the spirit of the devil roving, like you can feel his aura. I said it. Now, those people who are waiting for asylum here in the United States of America. Now, people, let me tell you something. I'm very impressed. Facebook asked me, I was very pissed off with Facebook, but Facebook asked me to send a photo of my driver's license, back and front, for them. Listen, I didn't pay that attention almost 6 to 7 months. A lot of people wasn't seeing me, all those people that like my rural self. About 4 days ago, just before Richard stuff, I saw the notification again. I just took a picture of my license and sent it to them. You know, that people said they wanted to get my identity. And boom, now they open up my thing. People are, listen, I've always had funds. I don't care what any of you all say. I am the most proficient entertainer in St. Lucia on Facebook. Nobody. Everybody will give the news, they'll give information, they'll give a story. You're too classy blogger. Moi blogger tina boa pe mi ye. You boa pa Coco Sec. You are Bolome. You are JQ Charles. Moi yon kamache trouble de. Tout moun se blogging. But when it comes to making you laugh, the amount of people that have come me and told me their wife, how they even watch me. Men are watching me, telling me because their wives, their wife, some of them, their wife died already. But they say just to continue the legacy, they watch KKRL News. So thank you. So I know you all wasn't seeing me, not because you all did not want to see me. A lot of people, but you all will see more of me, and I will try to be very, very, very calculative before I break down the news. So right now, let's continue with Richard's dilemma right now. Along Philophilus, you know I'm a very brilliant guy. I need you to listen to me. Now, people, those of you all don't know, Richard Frederick has retained Lon Philophilus. I don't know why he did not retain Richard. Well, anyway, as I said, Alberton Richard, when me say she, me say twinkle, keep cliche. Alberton Richard, one twinkle with the low. You have case about Ufon, you got fun, but they are good. They will get results. You'll get results. I don't know if you're aware of this. Is a fact. John Cochran went to St. Lucia to meet Alberton Richelieu. He said, I've heard of the John Cochran of St. Lucia. Yes, Alberton has a very high victory. Is it victory or winning? She did America. Me chuma bede. You got to la whole vadudi. Mwemba sabuve. Après na hele la yo win kitsa. Mais est-ce que c'est mon give de pour mentir hot kamatia? Tu hot kebede. Magadia, do not mess with the son of the great Cyril. I'm warning you all. Go ahead. But anyway, now the bottom this master. Nothing choose. Anyway, let me go forward. Richard Frederick threatened those people. Now, he might have threatened them to, you know how win St. Lucia. This is my opinion. St. Lucia, they can not train me say, can not to me say, and a lot of words come out of our mouth, which we have to be careful. I'm one of them that need to be careful because Mioka Sumela, right? But again, I must take responsibility when we talk a lot of shit in St. Lucia. We just talk and even in America, we get ourselves in another problems because what we say, we don't mean it. And it's possible, Richard, tell those people that. But these people, I don't know if it's it's my opinion. My opinion is not a fact. I don't know if these people came together and decided to go and set up Richard or they want more money. I don't know that. Richard people will tell you that. But there's certain things that's supposed to make sense. Okay? Certain things make sense. And I believe these people, Richard and them have a beef. What kind of beef it is? I have say chicken, I have say beef kosher, beef, but they have a beef. And that beef exploded. Now, people tell you, especially women, everything is okay when the patawismic ability is going. But once you don't do something they say, or you have a problem with them, it is a hell break loose. And one of the things they make you feel bad a lot about, and I'm coming back to that. What else I do? You can have the biggest potawasm. You got to kokupiti. They be the kokupiti ukahele. They like to tell you that you're the kokupiti. You're the coupe. Everybody up in but we cannot come back to that. Give me a minute. We'll come back to why is it that y'all say the Peruism is not as proficient as it's supposed to be. Let me just end a minute. Richard Frederick case ain't finished yet. That is not finished yet. Now, as somebody mentioned today and yesterday, Philip J. Pierre. Philip J. Pierre is the security, whatever they call him. He had to know about it. There is something very, very mysterious, unconnected. I don't know if Philip J. Pierre set him up himself. I don't know. But we don't know the things. But there's certain things that doesn't add up, that doesn't make sense. There are things that just don't make sense. And one of the things that doesn't make sense is if you're going to go arrest Richard Frederick, these police officers, and I know about it. These policemen officers on many occasions have called Richard. And this is not the first person I report Richard for sexually harassing him or beating him or sexually abusing them. No, he has a lot of people that have come to, and I know that. I know that. They have given me evidence on that. People, top places have told me. But he has a connection with the force, and he has time to call them, and they help him out. That is a fact. Yes, Richard, you know that is a fact. You know the people in there. So they will call. And you're not the only one. There are many people have done that. Let me tell you something. SQL Labour Party, I'm saying that with impunity. Is that the better word for it? The Labour Party. Let me tell you something about all of them. Look at them. Macalomeno, look at them. Lani moun qui a coqué fait cette ici, pour monter l'Amérique. Et qui passe à même vie cette ici. Lani moun qui a vu le monde Canada qui a vu cette ici. Tout ça ne va pas partir. Lani moun qui a négocié drugs et qui a lâché yo. Tout ça ne va pas partir. There's so much corruption with the people. There's a bunch of, not the whole party, but there's a lot of criminal affiliated with the Labour Party. That's a fact. That's a fact. How? But we know, we see it on the news when they arrest them. We see how they disrespect the police. We see how it is a criminal. There's a little group in that Labour Party that's criminal, very criminal. Let me tell you, politicians, I expect them to steal. Every one of you in St. Lucia under my Facebook page right now, y'all are corrupt and y'all are stealing money. I'm telling you that. They're working at Wasco. You can have them clothriness. You can have all electric moon, become serious. You can have all electric moon. Electric government. You can have plumbing bow. You can have all the pipe boss you. You can have a SNS. You can have all the trainer. You can have all the bagay. You can have a MNC. You can have all the ghost tree. You can pass a swear potla. Sa can do 2020. You can pass it bagay. That's every one of you say corrupt. Corrupt. So let people corrupt like Richard Frederick, Guy Joseph. I believe they're corrupt. But the hypocrisy you're playing. Some of you are in St. Lucia, you're making, when you're told you pass it 5 times as a returning citizen. Tous les semaines, you got return as a citizen. Man, citizen Babono, un juge citizen Bexon, un juge citizen Castries. All they do is lies. Everybody, the pastors going in America, they're buying things for their houses, they're going back, and they say, oh, it is a tax exempt. I am a pastor. You got to voler. Check a pesca in America. You got to say with cell phone and fuck iglesia. And you got the sensitivity. And you pack the cell phone. You got to say voler. So do not blame Richard Frederick. I mean, those who want to be clean, be clean. But I am not gonna resist corruption. Richard Frederick, myself, we can tout le monde check. And let me tell you something. Richard Cavalli, Papa Doc Duvalier. At least Richard can do. Richard have given my brother a contract. One of them is about here. Richard may contract for Canada. But now we don't vex with Richard. Mama take Richard. When I say Jean Roro, I say Jean Roro. Okay, I love Roro. And you'll love Roro too because hot having cool terror. But he does say that Richard have all these people. He give them, they give him something back. That's okay. But let us deal with the case at hand right now. And Hanson Maxwell Montagneux di Okadi Chasne portrait, ou Chasne portrait. Listen, no one can set you up if you are not a person that is doing things. I never smoked marijuana in my life. I've never smoked I don't do that cigarette. If somebody come and tell me, let's smoke a weed, I will not do it. But there's a possibility. Share from Goboda Avenue, Bowman. Landed from Bell Goboda, Brooklyn. So we have a lot of nice girls now. Share from Goboda Avenue. There is a possibility there might be some Padawasan. But you still have to be careful. But even me in St. Lucia, I go to St. Lucia, I'm very careful of these people. And those of you want to believe me or not, I know with a lot of people, we have fun, we joke. I have never, ever have pathologic ability except with the woman I got married to. Never. And if any one of you can tell me that you all have had pathologic ability with me, I'm giving you $500. Anyone in St. Lucia that can say, I have pathologic, except Miranda Jones. We have 2 children together. Anybody in St. Lucia that tells me that you all have pathologic ability with me, I will give you all some money. Now, next time I come to St. Lucia, I will have pathologic. So anybody who is available, call me. I'm a single man now. If you will be at we'll be at the Harbor Club. Well, that's my favorite place. We have nice drinks there. We sit down there. We jump in the pool, and we will have some. We'll go by Kibis. Albert, what's up? Big up Albert. Big up Albert. I love Albert the best. If you go to St. Lucia and you do not go to Kibis, do not come back to America. You must go to Kibis. Listen, I don't care Albert life. I don't know nothing about Albert. Just that he's a very nice guy, and the fact that he makes St. Lucians feel good. I don't. Now we all have our personal problem. Somebody might say, "Oh, Albert is not this." No, I don't know the man like that. Just like me, I would like people to deal with me like who I am, not what people tell you about me, how I treated you, how I take care of you. Don't tell me what people say. Because if you look at about moi, about Albert, you may treat you say, please sell. Okay. So moving forward, Richard Frederick. If there is evidence on a cell phone, now the government will not take his cell phone. They would not have taken his cell phone if there was not evidence to take that cell phone, or if there was not compelling assumption that there's a great possibility that they would find. And look again, look right now, we have seen, because St. Lucia is small, you've seen all kinds of evidence that you're not supposed to see. We have seen Richard on the bed fall asleep, Gonila, we have seen him on as a horse. So we know they have got, and we remember his videos. You can see the way it was clipped. They took videos. So there's a lot of evidence that they have the hence why they held Richard. Now, I do not have 100%. All this allegedly. All these things these people tell me. What they said is that he had bail. Now we notice he came out of prison, out of jail, with an attorney. It must have been serious. If you are coming out, well, although Richard is an attorney, and sometimes we have to give a little edge on it. Sometimes if you are an attorney, we get into that pacification. If you are an attorney, usually you don't check chances with nothing. So that doesn't mean he's guilty. That means he's very smart. So he get an attorney. He got his attorney to come with him. But still he felt the need for that. I believe Richard Frederick would not, this is me, like a clean man, I don't care, I would never take an attorney. Me actually, my brother like me, they sell up some more like normally. You got someone and I don't have attorney. But you know what? Whatever the outcome is, God will deal with the outcome. Because I know myself, and everyone in Solution know the situation. I've explained it once. I'm not explaining it to you again. Whatever the outcome is, the outcome will be. What will be, will be. Now, as I was saying with Richard Frederick, they have things on the phone, just like Vybz Kartel. Okay? I think it's incriminating evidence why they decide to. The police will just not say, let me give you your phone. They have information between two phones. Two phones. So the evidence from the girl and Richard. So they must have gotten those photos from the girl. And that make them believe that Richard Frederick is indeed having Petroism with the girl. But right now, what I've heard from the people in the United Kingdom, they have been interviewed, and Yadi made a statement which is oxymoronically. Yadi said he never heard of somebody going overseas to investigate a crime. The people are fearing for their lives. There is justification to book a flight and go to England to under the protection, because they are under asylum. These people are under asylum. They're asylum seekers, right? So the British government is protecting them from Richard Frederick, allegedly. So why would they bring those people back to St. Lucia right now? They wanted to. I don't know if it's going to happen. Without, there will be FBI. There's all kinds of agents in St. Lucia. Because let me tell you something. A lot of people want Richard, but there's no evidence to apprehend him. But if they can apprehend him on that, because there's always something, if you are not clean. Now, Richard Frederick always say he's clean. If I was Richard, I wouldn't worry about anything. But that Thursday night, I look at Richard Frederick. He's lost. He's lost. His mind is not there. His mind is gone. You can see a difference. His mind was not on Regis. Understanding as if Regis didn't know, and then Regis was there with him all along the time. But you can see he's not himself. There's some fear in him. There's some fear in him. So there's some fear in Richard Frederick. Because if they take your phone, they don't just take your phone just randomly. They will not take your phone randomly. Now, he may still win the case. Because these accusations, a lot of time, there's a lot of evidence needed. There's a lot of embarrassment. There's so many things involved that he may win the case. The girl may drop the case. They may pay the mother some money. Because and that's what I believe was a key to the case. In the beginning, when you have better wisdom abilities with a younger person, they will take some wangement. And that is what they're accusing him of. He has taken wangement with those people. So at this point, what we have right now, we have, excuse me, we have these people, and we are waiting for the interview, for the news, whatever it's going to be, so we can see. And if this evidence, what they're trying to find out, they had to release the man, because this is the law solution, although he himself wanted to increase the amount of time the police can keep you and do. You know, when he took his swear boy Richard Sambon, so tout le monde va essayer de give me bon assurance de money. But anyway, when this thing finish, we will see after the investigation, but it's not done. Now let me address Anson Maxwell trying to accuse Chasney. Super okay, person must do okay. Okay? Anson, no matter what Chasney did, what woman do Chasney, they cannot set up Richard Frederick if Richard Frederick did not take his impalada and transvesticate the young girl. If it did not, in criticals, there would never been an arrest. Shasta did not send you. Okay, like Big John and Lincoln, they love the recternal affairs. They always recternally interfering with Good Boy and all of these other people. Petit, right now, Petit is pregnant for Lincoln, and Good Boy is pregnant for Big John. So nobody send them there. Nobody send them there. So don't say they set up Richard. Richard is a big man. If they had already had to set up Richard, they set him up long time already. So it's probably legitimate evidence, but at the same time, we have to wait. But everybody can talk. It's still damage control, right? I'm giving my opinion. I have nothing to win in that case or lose in that case. But what I'm saying is the act, was it committed? That is the key. Was the act committed? Now, in setting him up, that's quite possible that the parents took this evidence so that they can have it over Richard. Nobody got much on Richard. If they did, he would have been in jail. The amount of people I've heard that said things. And this is one thing, and I'm being quite honest. And Richard didn't, Mamelek Richard, Mamelek person, Mamelek so pierced. Someone Finland dominated me. Mamelek. But let me tell you something. That's why, this last election, Richard, just not like smart. Maniva was attacking Richard, and I text Richard. And I was giving Richard some power. I said, Richard, you're an attorney. He get mad with me because I said something about him. I said, you're an attorney. You should be wise enough. The more we mess you up is good for now, and at the end, I was gonna just give them a hit for him, just like I did him in the. But he didn't pay attention. So when you say, "But I'm say, I'm the brain box. You have to deal with me. I will fix you." But right now, you must have about Masado. Right now. Anyway. So what we are dealing with right now is Richard Frederick. Now, to just wait and wait until the investigation is done. And I think the government of St. Lucia should make a statement after, as Fred JP said, give it a chance. Give it a chance. But after it's done, the government should make a statement and say Richard Frederick has been vindicated, or Richard Frederick is no more, his moral. Now, let me get you something. Richard's moral compass, that I can tell you is underneath the crown. His moral compass, because the kind of women and the kind of Jabalism and the Gemetical association that man have, Richard Kakoke never touch on me. Never touch on Kakoke. Just Kakoke. According in a demon Koke today. Just Kakoke. Jesus Christ. Leave the Koke alone. My father used to cook a lot. We see really make cook. She will pay 500 timama. Anyway, let me continue on my program. But yeah, his moral compass is very low. From the time I see them and running election and in pasa. And this shows you that there are evidence that can be associating you with this. Because I remember in pasa, those young girls, your hands was all in the Bible, pasa, kavwe dollar bati. Except when I need pimple as well, that you. Sentiment I need pimple. See, Kekera, I love it. I know what to do with Kekera, but anyway, as I was saying, your moral compass is very low. You're a minister. You bring shame to Philip J. Pierre. Timodo Mate, actually, moi, je me disais, dégager, Richard. Ou quand il fait Richard, how can you be so careless? How? That's why I don't like to see bad people home. You do a better was I like you. Somebody pong. Take a call door. And they have your photo. And your photo is all over the internet. That's a disgrace to your family. Disgrace to your family. Why would you do that? Disgrace to the country of St. Lucia. Carry come the you baby or pace. Carry come the you packet Richard Vanilla. Long to that to carry come gaga the missile. Is that the call of mine? Is that the call of mine? Where me and what lady? Can I get them some ankins, all right? No. Idea. Can I get a cocoa flying fish? I'm gonna get some cocoa and flying fish. Like Jamaican American boy. You get them against salvation, man. You get some against salvation. You need some good. Carry come fini by Richard Frederick. Richard this got to carry come. Who can say bagay Mama will call who got to carry come. But anyway, let's go to the end of the story. So right now we're waiting for these people. Say, "Munagi me language ya mati yo mati achu." Tout se munaka se language ya yo mati. Yo tout mati. Est-ce que madame ça même. Madame ça même ça pimp. Madame ça pimp. Ma blama mais on pimp. So what's passé Richard? Ou ka Richard fait péter avec cette maman là. Là vini ou quoi c'est qu'on regarde ou son pimp. Bernadette qui non là ou son pimp. De vous a quitté cette maman ça. Quoi que Richard a fait de la taxation mon I mean the law is the law. But you were part of this deal. You were part of this demonic deal that Richard Frederick did. If he did. But we know, based on the photos we have seen already, this is very dummy. This is dummy against Richard Frederick. Yeah? I mean, it was me, Philip JPM. Magani me say, toi ça, la même c'est ça. Tout coq me ça. Qui c'est qui a venu faire House of Parliament? Mais pas de gars qui était mis en House of Parliament. Personne coq qui s'est passé aux House of Parliament. That is it. You need to block him. No House of Parliament. Let me think I soupe la même about him. Me c'est parce que vous êtes soupe la même press minister. Now, Richard Frederick, sometimes what we do, what we see. Now look at my situation. Look at my situation. I never mean harm to anybody, but me more soon, right? Like normally chock-a-block Reynolds. Now I say a lot of things. I don't mean harm to it, but that is my consequences. I have to deal with it. But more will deal on chock-a-block, will deal with these lies. The same lie you see, the little thing they put together. You buy more movie, get his friends who are in advertising to say they give more $10 million deal on the book. I don't know what the judge will say, but sometimes these judges, maybe you connect lawyer, I don't know what it is. But I think this is so ridiculous that they could go with this kind of thing. But we'll see, because I suppose, you have to show malice and intent and actual loss. And every one of you watching, if you're from St. Lucia, so some more pour compagnie. Moi qui assez c'est clip. More pour compagnie. Pour les maham si c'est mal yo mal. Si c'est pour ça l'indigna même dit au pénage. I do not know. Maham c'est mal yo mal. You just can't fake out the story, sell up your head. Okay. C'est pour ça que mon nous parage moi. So quand on fait bagay yo pas intent de faire sur la vie. Là fait quand mon chose ça sur mon. Just in case you buy just well, but in case of ça. So pas comme ça comme mon qui just fun choose up et be fan bagay. You all don't realize that when you make up a story, how you can impact somebody. That never crossed your mind. And you're in a church, in a Seventh church, but anyway, that's for Friday. Richard Frederick, you have to change after this. Now I pray that this thing go away for you, because we all live our right now. I mean, sometimes we just living in the days run on us like that. Big John now is over for Big John. I mean, it's just the days go. So right now, I am very, very content with my life at this point. I'm telling you straight up. I don't want nothing. I am good. God did. I did not have a mother to take me where I'm going. My father, My father one time if I'm a l'argent, I mean it's just my uncles take my mother house. I have gone through a lot. And one day I will explain it and I deal with it on a show for you all. But you know, right now I'm content. I go to work, I enjoy my job, I meet people, I buy ice cream for people. C'est mon yo ba j'aime comme ça. Les boss ça n'a pas acheter ça pour ice cream. Les nous on show, I buy tout le monde sous boss ice cream. That is how I am. I just love to give and I enjoy my life. I come home, I drink a beer sometimes. But some people that come by Rumbo on them and they bought some wine like so the rest is there. Okay. But I want to big up Rumbo. You know, when people come by your home, they bring a drink. You don't ask them to bring nothing, but that is courtesy. And thank you, Mr. Rumbo, for being such a great visitor to my place. I love you, Rumbo. He's always been, you know, the people I've always loved. They are just different. Rumbo has always been a great guy. And Madam Zah, Rosemary Modest. Rosemary Modest's husband. I've known them two people for, they just have something. Ma, keep my name Rosemary Modest. Ma, keep my name in Depek. I didn't know Rosemary is my friend, but Rosemary crazy. I met Rosemary and I said, hey, introduce me to your husband. I see this my little buddy. I love him so much. Me say Rosemary. But anyway, I love you, Rosemary. But the two nicest people I've met. Well, this month automatically is a nice guy. Remember, Fashek this month was up. This month, Fashek. This month, I said this. Pat I said this. Later, Richard Frederick, he got me said this. Makawe ponyon till vie mutila. But anyway, let's go back to Richard Frederick and the breaking news. Now, let me divert a little bit from the actual crime, if there is a crime. And let us deal with Richard Frederick and the accusation and the jokes that they're giving to him because they saw him nude, and some other women saying his petawasam is not long enough. Or just, let me tell you, women. Let me tell you something, your women. Zot mauvais, femme mauvais, où ça dit piko petawasam sur la table. Là, you in love with you, you me petawasam là. Mais qui tell you? Eh bien, si vous avez avec you, gado, tikon. Devez le truc, gado, because listen, I'm not gonna say. I have to have a but in my history of patawismic ability, I've never had anybody come and say that is too small. No, never. I've heard people have said it's a bit too but women, you all say sometimes you all say men don't have big mosquitoes. So Richard, don't feel bad about those people. Because anyway, is their interior pacification that is too explanational. That's why they tell you, let me tell you something. When I was I had a Chinese girlfriend in New York. Okay? The Chinese girlfriend. And the Chinese, I mean, we just could not pacificate. And the Chinese told me, bon, let's not enjoy. Let's not enjoy Petawasam, right? Because the lady's interpretation matches the husband's personification. But as Shai says, from Salah, your intuitions has been expatiated, and it is too evaporated that when a man delivers it, that it is you jump in a hole, you jump, you lose. No. So Richard, don't mind the people when they make joke about your improprieties. Maybe your wife or your girlfriend, she have a well manicured, tight. Richard But you know, sometimes you have to have a little fun. But Richard, but I don't know how long ago this thing happened, but I mean, sometimes people think you don't pay attention to things. But I'm telling every man that is under my live show right now, every man that is watching me, if any of you find yourself in those situations again, we have and we may, but be careful. You should never get yourself in a situation like Richard going forward. None of you, or especially St. Lucia. Any one of you that get yourself in that situation, you'll look for it. I'm not accusing you, but hold on. I have some ribs. Yeah. Mr. Vagabundo. Pisa Kameta. For the ribs. Let me back it. Let me rumble that ribs. Rumble, did you like? Hey, let me put the ribs up. See what police rib. I did it sometime. Oh. They say we move it to club. Wait. Voilà. Qu'est-ce qu'il fait? Je move it to club. Voilà, ma gueule. Là, fumée. Là, choco. After you come back, all my people, I love you all. Woo! I'm back. I open all the windows so the air can go away. But anyway, what I'm saying, people, we need to live with a serious message. I'm not here to accuse anyone of what have happened in the past. But what I'm asking all men to be careful out there. The way life used to be is not what it is. Be careful who you go places with. Be careful the women, listen to women. And women as well, pay attention to what you're doing, because people will be good to you until a situation happens. Okay? They will find everything about you. They will find everything about you. When you are with them, you are the exact same person, right? You are the exact same person that is there with them, being kind and nice to them. But once something goes wrong, they'll just twist. Now, Richard, right now, hopefully you get out of this. Hopefully you make it through. But everything is for season, Richard, and a time. Remember, nothing stays the same. And this is something a white lady told me. There was a time, me and my ex-wife, we used to go through, I used to cry going to work, because I used to just work. And there was something about that moment at that time. And I used to be so sad for a couple of, like, almost a year. I said, I'm working so hard, and it was just too much. And the woman used to tell me, Cleo, nothing stays the same. Nothing stays the same. What you are going, well, mommy back having in Bomembo, but I know wrong now. I swear to God, because I know this is not right what these people are doing. It is just not right. With we in our community giving everybody power, people have said this kind of things they accuse me of is worse than me saying more volatile handing now or something like that. For them to go to that level to try to take me down, this too will pass. This too will pass. And people say, oh, you like to talk about people. But yeah, but Molly does the same. That's what we do. When somebody says something about you, you come back, you say something about them. That's how we've been forever until this Choco-Block Reynolds got into the picture. He wants to show that he can take me to court and win. But there's more for you to come. Let's see your win and let's see your future. Let's see what's going to happen. Because this is, I know it's not Molly Mall, even though Molly Mall want the money. Molly Mall is not capable of doing all these things that's going on there. Molly Mall wouldn't even know where to start. Is this Reynolds guy who's doing that? He's a nasty human being. And you have to be a terrible person when you cannot fight with your wife to live your beautiful life and your whole family and go and just go and meet a little girl and go and be with that person. You have to have some fake out in your heart to do that. You have to. You have to. And especially the way I heard he said this, the man's wife was the kind of good, kind lady that woman was. Mais pas permanent pour dire hot. Let the case go forward. When we finish, nous allons parler. Nous allons parler. Nous allons une story. But anyway, Richard, Everything is for a season. Nothing stays the same. And every one of you watching me right now, stop the bullshit about Chastney setup Richard. Chastney anyway. Chastney pas de complex for your first Richard. Chastney pas de Richard complex for your first man. Chastney have, even though Chastney is happy, Guy Joseph probably happy, all UWB is happy, all UWB is happy, but this nonsense and all these people coming and talk about Chastney have nothing to do with it. And even though Chastney told Richard, Richard is a grown-ass man, he should not do it. And if he did do it, the evidence will show. If he didn't do it, he didn't do it. We have to deal with what we do is what we pay for. Yes, whatever we do, we are dealing with it. Yes, people. Yes. Everything, every action has a reaction. Yes, it does. In St. Lucia, 90% of the people, I mean, as a prime minister, you have to help the poor. 90% of these people, they are just lazy in St. Lucia. They are lazy. Reno has so many jobs, $15 an hour, $10 an hour, whatever that costs, remember, $6 an hour. These people will sit in the house, sit by the road, drink the damn rum, and ask you to give them $5. And people try to put for a charity organization. I got a bousou le moon. Ek me de chew on Facebook. I buy your pack manger. Ek property. I'm a charitable. We'll send some barrels. I'm a charitable. To buy a charitable my ass. They won't sell up again. Why charitable? Why they need charitabilities? These people do not work at Kentucky. I went to St. Lucia. I paid that girl $125 to get a job, to put some girls at Kentucky. You're back at Kentucky. You're back at SNS. They have too much pride. And then you telling me St. Lucia need none of this. Lanima go two part two. Who's eating it now? The snakes. The demon snakes that Philip Kipier SLP. You're sickening, St. Lucia. You're a sickening. My father, the great Inspector Sir, the man have so much land, so many fruits, breadfruit, coconut, mango, everything. If his two children, Tirasta and Cox, had any ambition, Cox would have been picking those coconut, picking those breadfruit. My father had an auto shop. Cox Kita FM. All these people are but package me felacha. You are in Texas, you got bon. You are in St. Martin, you got bon. There are solutions. Take care. I love you all. Remember, just see on a serious note. Go and pick the mangoes. My father, 85 years, ma, 5 avant ba pe coco. En pe coco de bouteille ba tête li. Il a gâté mango. Il a pas pe coco avant coco. Il a vendu. Il a vendu this. Il a vendu that. Go on a cruise, relax, Cyril. Je move it pour Cyril la maison. On pas gâter que Cyril. I love my father. That's why I need to bag me. Someone make it back point. Forget it, go back. Hold on. I like to see it back. What is the next time? Back cereal. Okay, I get my father back. When did he back cereal? My little cereal back. My daddy back. So as I said, the people of St. Lucia, as we go, I want you all to love each other, get a job. C'est ça qui là-bas, mini vend à parler mon mal, la métier fonate. Last parler mon mal. I got some minibus drivers are be kind to the public. I want to come to St. Lucia and buy some minivans. buy some minivans, and make my own route. That's what can happen. But anyway, as I go there, I want y'all to go and be careful. Huh? Go and listen to the news. Love your family, love your brothers, love your sisters. All of you pray for me that Molly Molan Chokamok Reynolds case will be solved. And I don't know. Pray for me. Any prayers? Because that is not right. Aquilo l'église, si la hanik na bada sa mga assez bezat. Yeah, you get all mine. Don't work off for. Don't work off for a video again. But let me look at the comment quickly as I exit the professionals. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, well, like your kicker. Yeah, the guy has been his great from the time he was young, but now it's coming out. You're looking for us. But you, I love you. Anson need to stop with his nonsense. Enough of that retreat. Portula, as well, who Portulas are. It's like you chill retirement. Buddy boy, if you want back on that too, now block you immediately. Because Evernet, as well, Evernet. As well, Evernet. It's okay, it's okay. Whichever that is. If you related to them, why put they make Nokido put their picture on Facebook? Whichever of your salad. Hey, there's Roro and there's Truth. Okay? You'll enjoy the Roro and analyze the truth for y'all, and you'll come to it. So right now, thank you all for coming and watch. When there's major breaking news, when the FBI come down, when the CIA come down, when the Coast Scotland Yard, when everybody come, we'll get to the point. Love you all. Have a great day, each and every one of you. Make sure you love yourself. Find something to do. Like tonight, I always go and listen to Carl Young. He gives me good inspiration. I sleep, I wake up, I take a shower, I go to work. That's what I want to do. I'm going to Thailand next year and retire in Thailand. Yep. C'est ici ma carousel. So pas bon, c'est quoi? Hand out. Hand out. Kiki, what do you bring for me? What do you bring for me? Give me a mango. Give me a mango. Love you all. Have a great day. Molas. Molas bad gentlemen. Thank you all for always watching the great Kiki Ara. It's gonna get better. We're gonna have a guest one day. One day we'll have a guest. Have a great day.